Hello guys, I decided to create this video in order to share my thoughts with you on the Australian dollar. I'm trying to figure out what exactly is happening here with the Australian dollar, and you know the presented scenarios are pretty much equally possible. However, looking at the lower time frames, which I'm going to show you in a few minutes, uh, I really tend to believe that we're going to have a reversal lower towards new lows below this low here from the beginning of 2016. And the reason for that is that this choppy price action, uh, we have to do a lot of compromises in order to accept that this is the beginning of a new trend already. So I'm just gonna explain the two scenarios here because I haven't really implemented the triangle scenario in the lower time frames. So you will have to keep this picture in your mind while I'm speaking on the following charts. So the one scenario is that this is the end of a long-term decline, and therefore from here we have the beginning of a new bull trend. If that's correct, then we have a BC for a correction of wave 2, and then a wave 1, another wave 2, and thus this should be wave 3 to the upside. The pair was very bullish yesterday, especially when the lower inflation in the United States hit the wire, and it rallied. However, after the Fed's hike and the FOMC conference, which brought back some bulls to the US dollar, we saw quite a large retracement of that initial move. That retracement brings prices back below the 144 week SMA, which is important because this SMA keeps the long-term trend down. We had a rejection at this level here, and was yesterday's rejection. Of course, today is Thursday, and this candle will not close until Friday night. So there's still a chance to move back above the trend line and have a weekly close above it. But I personally believe that this is now highly unlikely. So the other scenario is that this wave 4 never ended here. So we have something like possibly A, B, C for wave A of the triangle, then A, B, C for wave B of the triangle. Then this is the first really problematic wave, and we have A, B, C for wave C. And I'm saying here that is problematic because this move, as you will see in a minute, looks pretty impulsive to me. I mean, you will see how I count it in the daily chart or even in the 4-hour chart. I don't remember where it is better visible. So, however, it is possible that this rally here was wave 1, this was wave B, and this wave C with some bad proportions between this wave A and the other two. But still, again, it is possible. Then we have clear corrective price action, which found support at this trend line, okay, the lower boundaries of this potential triangle. And if this was a wave 3, this should have been some sharp and strong bullish price action, but actually it isn't. It isn't, and that makes me believe that this is instead of a wave 3, it is actually a wave E, and possibly already ended here. And now we're looking for a strong bearish reversal to the downside. We're gonna need this trend line to be broken in order for this scenario to to become more confident in this triangle scenario. But if it breaks, then I'm looking for a new low below this level, and the distance between current prices and this low here is about 700 800 pips. And also, if my scenario on the euro is correct, we're looking for a reversal down here towards this level 107, which is again another 700 pips decline. We also see here that a bearish pattern is forming, because this dark cloud that I mentioned in the previous weekly report needs a bearish candle after it in order to get confirmed. And if we get a confirmation of a dark cloud cover pattern exactly at the 144 weekly SMA, that means that we are at least looking for a decline towards the next SMA, which appears at around 109. Well, my point in this video is not the euro, but just wanted to mention that I see strong dollar and aggressive patterns on many other instruments. So I'm looking for a rebound. We see here the dollar index rebounded sharply. It hesitated here. Now it is testing. This is the 4-hour chart. Let's go to the 1-hour chart and see more clearly what happened here. We had a strong hesitation for the whole week here. This is how last week ended, at the resistance of this SMA, and we had a false decline here. And I'm saying false because it didn't actually manage to have closing prices below here. And today we have a massive rebound above the SMA, which opens the path towards this level and possibly much higher. We also see that this rebound happened at an important support and resistance level. So in terms of dollar strength, I see across the board the dollar strengthening, and strengthening a lot in the coming weeks. So again, going back to the Aussie, if the dollar is strengthening, then that goes well with my expectations for a decline here. So let's go on the daily chart and see what's going on. I haven't, as I already said, I haven't really implemented the triangle scenario in this chart. I'm just gonna show you that this, for example, could be an expanded flat ABC, here for a wave B here, and a wave C in 5 waves, an expanded flat up here, and this could be wave A of the triangle. Now here ABC would be the wave B. This is what I was telling before, that I believe it is a little problematic, because here we would have A, B, C for wave C, and the proportions of those two waves, for the wave B and C compared to wave A, are not very good. But we could indeed count this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for a completed 5-wave move up here, and thus a wave A. This is choppy. I don't have to say anything here about this. This is corrective price action. So this could possibly be wave D, and then A, B, C for wave E. What I want to show you here is that let's go back on the weekly chart. Here is the weekly chart. We see this level here was a level of support, and it is the current level of resistance. So a reversal from this point makes sense here, here, and also now on the daily chart. We see how difficult it is for the pair to advance within these price levels here. Only here we had some strong moves inside this price territory, but since then price action has always been choppy at these levels, and we have two large candle wicks, which suggest that you know, the bulls tried to move above, they were rejected, they tried another time, again they were rejected, so possibly this candle is moving lower. And if it's moving lower, and if we get today a decline towards this low here, or even lower, we're gonna have a pretty solid dark cloud pattern here. Dark cloud cover pattern will be the opposite of this piercing line, and because and eventually, if prices manage to break below the 0.70 530 area here, that will bring a lot of bearishness to the pair, and then it will be very difficult for this to be just a continuation of wave 2, because let's say, for example, that we stick to this bullish count 1, A, B, C, 2, 1, 2, and let's say that prices move lower, and this is wave 2, so we could have this as a W and this as an X, wave X, and then have an ABC for wave Y down here at 100%. However, that would be almost 100% retracement of this potential rally here, we see. So although this level is a level of support, indeed we see it here and here and here, it will be I don't know, very difficult for this to remain a wave 2 and a continuation, and from there to see a continuation for wave 3. Not impossible though, and that's why I keep both those counts on the chart here on the 4-hour chart. I have this one, and I have an alternative like a W, X, and from here I'm looking for a weight for a break below this level in order to go for the version of Y. But looking at the weekly chart, there is also this much more bearish triangle scenario that makes sense in terms of intermarket analysis if indeed the US dollar is about to have a strong rally. As I said, this video is just a video to share my views, my analysis, my my thoughts, my expectations. It is not a video where I make any kind of investment recommendations or trading recommendations. So yeah, please keep that in mind, that I'm not just suggesting that the pair will go either up or either down, because this is obviously what is going to happen. Thank you very much for watching, and have a nice day.